Satnam, welcome. So, what is this next year going to bring us? It's always like, oh, okay, Chinese astrology, numerology, astrology, whatever it is, to give us, you know, guidelines. It's not a like, oh, this is going to happen. It's a, here's some guidelines. And if you follow these guidelines, it will help you to have a more uplifted, empowered, gracious, loving, connected year, right? So I have my dear friend, Gurutej, with me. Well, we've been friends for a very long time. I knew him when he first got into healing. He's been a chiropractor for a really long time. He studied yoga with Yogi Bhajan. He studied numerology very personally, and Yogi Bhajan had him sharing that numerology with everyone all the time. So I don't think I need any more of an introduction. He and his wife are amazing. And if you don't know them, we'll have a link to their website so you can get to know them more. But Gurutej, I just can't wait to hear what you have to say numerologically about this year that I know is going to be a meditator bust year.
Well, you're right. The way I approach the numerology is in reference to what Yogi Bhajan talked about, the 10 bodies. So in 2018, the gift for the year is a 9. So the 9th body or subtle body is going to be part of what we have to make sure is working every day, so we have the advantage over our own psyche. And what we're going to be will be in a lot of events, but if we remain calm, the 9th body is all about calmness and self-mastery. So every day of the year in 2018, you're going to want to make sure that you do something to start your day in absolute calmness, with the idea that your mastery over your own psyche is the most important thing to you. The events are going to unfold the way they're going to unfold. So in 2018, we'll have a 9/11 every single day. Mastery over infinity. So all of the events are going to force us to have a very infinite approach to what we're involved in. If we get and think small, the universe is going to be rough for us. If we think very vast in our most expanded consciousness, life will go much smoother for us. So what we're putting out in our newsletter is how do you master infinity? So part of what we would recommend is sitting in Virasana on your heels and put your hands out in front of you as if you were going to bow. And you can whisper, you can do this out loud, but you want to use Waheguru or Satnam as a mantra. Wahe in the up position, Guru when your forehead touches the ground.
You want to share what that means to you, Waheguru?
Yes. Waheguru is my most ecstatic expression so that I remain in a state of ecstasy or bliss, or at least more blissful than most people, about what's unfolding. And I'm telling myself that throughout my day, I want to live in my higher self, Satnam, and Waheguru, I want to experience my best foot forward. So I want to do that slowly. I actually physically want to move as slowly as I possibly can in this bowing process. I would recommend 11 minutes. And I would also recommend what to focus on is an attitude of gratitude. We can look at, oh, this happened or that happened, and we can remain victims, but it's the year to really declare our sovereignty over ourselves, not over other people, but the fact that you are a sovereign being of light and that you're commanding your psyche. If you only know chakras, put a little time and study into the 10 bodies. But those chakras are there to serve you as a being of light. So relate to your spiritual name, your spiritual identity as being that being of light, and that you're going to be the master of calmness in your biggest expression of you. It means you can't sink down into the pettiness of politics, of who's treating you wrong, and play like the victim to anyone or any situation.
Gurchunder,
Yes.
I'm going to stop you and I'm going to say something. If you can just hit on your video, it'll make you bigger, because I think we're going to start over again. We're just going to keep going, but I'm going to have my video turned off.
Like that?
There's a thing there that you can hit on your video so that you can get bigger.
I'm big now to myself, and you went small.
Okay, so maybe it's working.
Okay.
All right, but we're going to start over again, because I'm going to tell you I have an audience that isn't just Kundalini yoga students and Sikhs.
Okay.
And I was not clear on that with you. So
That's okay.
I want you to come at this as if they don't know anything about any of this. Okay.
Okay.
Like talk like, first grade, and then you can get bigger with it. Totally.
Okay.
But just
no problem.
like, okay. All right. So I'm going to introduce you again. Okay.
Okay.
Satnam, welcome. This is our wonderful, look from here into the next year, 2018, this year of meditation. It's a 9. I'm really connected to 9s. My daughter was such a 9. So the meditative mind, so the in-depth of ourselves. And I have this wonderful guest with me, Gurutej, who I've been friends with for a very, very long time. And he is not only a chiropractor and not only teaches Kundalini yoga, but he worked with Yogi Bhajan. He adjusted him. He learned numerology from him. And Yogi Bhajan gave him the workout that he used to give all of us about, oh, you want to master this? Good. Who knew everybody's numerology? So Gurchunder really got to have a numerological workout. And he's going to share it with you today, just some of the ways that you can see from numerology of how to have a more uplifted, connected, vast, empowered 2018. Thank you for being here, Gurchunder.
You're welcome. When Gurutej called me, I had already been looking at what's going to happen in 2018 based on what Yogi Bhajan taught me. 18 is 1 plus 8 in numerology, which is a 9. Gurutej referred to a 9. 9 is self-mastery. It's also calmness. So what I'd like to share with you today is a few techniques of how to be calm in the midst of everything that's going to be unfolding in your life, the events. In yoga, we can react to the events, or we can preset and pre-think what we would like our response to be in life as yogis to whatever happens. Now, when you add 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8, it comes out to an 11. So we're going to be dealing with a 9 and an 11. 11 is infinity. Yogi Bhajan called it an unchangeable number. And what does that mean to us on everyday life? The 11 is that your smallness, your small thinking, your small approach to your living is going to be extremely challenged. It might be political, it might be relationships, it might be any area of your life. What we want to do is set a frequency in the morning time, if you can, for being calm and infinite. And what that will do every day of the year, it's only going to take you 11 minutes. If you want to do it for more time, do 31, 62, 2.5 hours. But if you've only got 3 minutes, at least do that. So what we want to do is really change our metabolism for the day. We want to affect our hormonal makeup in our bloodstream, and we really want to initiate calmness. Most people live in more of a state of hyperanxiety these days due to stress. So that's going to be challenged in 2018, starting on January 1st. And it's a simple little technique that I've done many, many years, with the overview that we want to shift our thinking from I'm a victim of the political system, I'm a victim in this relationship, I'm a victim in my job, to maybe I can be sovereign. I can live in the age of Aquarius as a sovereign human being, a yogi that can choose in 2018 to be calmly infinite. We're going to sit on our heels. And if that's difficult, you can just be on all fours, and you want to bow. And you're bowing to your higher consciousness, not to a deity. You can bow to the sound current. You can bow to what is ever sacred to you.
Your own consciousness this year, that would be a really good thing.
Yeah. And again, it's creating a relationship to yourself based on reverence. In the Piscean age, we had reverence for the priests, for the sadhu, for the yogi, for the church, for the institutions. In the age of Aquarius, it's about reverence and an experience of reverence towards ourselves. So bowing has always been a part of spiritual practices, not so much religious, but definitely spiritual practices. So we sit on our heels, we put our hands out in front of the ground. In an up position, we want to think about truth. Truth in Yogi Bhajan's system was saying Satnam. Sat is truth, Nam is identity. So in our perception of what that means is that we're really not our bodies, our mind, or our soul, but with the light of our soul. So when we think about what that means, we say human being. The hue through the mind, the light through the mind, we will see our true self. So this little practice is going to give you that calm, infinite identity about who you are. If it can trigger you thinking about what you're grateful for throughout your day. So it's not just a morning practice, but throughout the day, congratulate yourself when you think about what food you're going to put in your body. Is it going to be calming? Is it going to hype me up in my already semi-anxious state? So you sit on your heels, and the first thing you say is Satnam in the up position. So your hands on the floor, and you can verbally do this out loud, or you can do it whisper, or you can do it silently and mentally. Then when the forehead touches the ground, right here, right where your third eye is.
Let me interject something here. Okay?
Yeah, sure. Please.
If they can't sit on the floor on their heels, you can also do this on a chair, like on a desk or a counter.
Yes. Or you can be on all fours, and as you lean forward and down, you're still up. Your buttocks is up in the air, and your forehead's touching the ground. So even if you're in a chair and you're doing it on a table, just touch that third eye so your intuition's activated for you to become the master, a calm master. So calmness is obtained by listening to music that's soft, slow. It's Tai Chi, it's ballet, it's actually physically moving so slow that it's boring, but you want to train your body at least 11 minutes a day to move in this super slow way. So it would be Sat Nam. And then when your forehead touches the ground, either again, verbally, whisper, or silent, Waheguru. Now, in the age of Aquarius, how we utter what we say becomes very important. I can't be pissed off, I can, but if I say shit, it's a certain place in my mouth that my tongue and my mouth touch. If I say Waheguru, Waheguru is the sound in the age of Aquarius of water dripping. Wah, 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 hey guru, wah, 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 hey guru. So when your forehead touches the ground, it's wah, hey guru. Wow. I touched a deep part of myself that's going to expand my view of how I see myself in all my interactions in my daily life. You can do this many times during the day. These times, 3 minutes, 11 minutes, 31 minutes, were given by Yogi Bhajan because they're very specific to how your glands function. And your glands determine how you behave to yourself. And so what we're doing is a glandular tune-up to master calmness and have a huge view of what's happening in the world. What's happening in Europe, what's happening planet Venus, what's happening in Saturn. We're going to influence our own psyche to remember what we're grateful for so we can live in our own sovereignty and not be victims of the events that unfold around us and seemingly to us. Be personally impersonal and set your frequency throughout the day to remain calm and vast. Any questions, Gurutej?
Thank you. That was really wonderful. And, you know, the thing that's so interesting is that in the midst of all of this chaos and upheaval and seeming like the world is getting crazier and crazier, this year is going to be really a blessing because it's going to allow us to, you know, it's one of those things. If you don't do this, it's going to be a really miserable year. If you do this, you will get such connected vastness that you will feel like despite whatever's falling down around you, that it's not falling down within you. And I think that's such a great message for the year. And thank you so much, Gurchandra. I love you and I love your wisdom and what you shared with everyone. So I'm just going to say thank you, Satnam, bless you. If you have some last thing that you want to say, please go ahead.
Yeah, we have a website, purestpotential.com, and each day presents a specific challenge. The overall challenge will be this calm infinity. But each day we put out a little blog. It's very short, give you another 11 minutes or so of things to do, up to 20 minutes, which will harmonize the specific day of the year. That is at purestpotential.com. A couple of books that would help you learn about this system. I'm not sure if that's reversed. Tantric Numerology. It's available on Amazon digitally. It's available also in print form by my wife and I. And the other book that we've written is Numerology for Self-Mastery. This is a little more detailed about each one of the 10 bodies. So if you want to learn about the 10 bodies, those two books are available. And I hope you enjoy the process and that you learn from this that you are in control of your 10 bodies. You're in control of your own infinity. And you don't have to be subjected to what's happening in this world. Live above it, live in it, have fun, be mischievous, and have a great year. But most of all, study and become the master of your own psyche, and let that give you tremendous inner peace and calmness, and let that bring peace to this earth. And may we celebrate in 2018. Thank you, Gurutej. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you. Satnam.
Satnam.